Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Erlengrat. We have a whole load of wheat ready to harvest here. So we're going to be getting on with that today. We have got rain on the way, so this is a little bit time dependent. We are going to jump in our class dominator here and get that sorted. We've got the trailer on the back. So let's get this running. Oh, back it off. I've got a very stiff wheel here on the PS4 today. Don't know quite why it's suddenly doing that. Oh. I'll have to see if I can sort that in a moment because this is going to be impossible. The problem I do have, of course, though, is look at that. That trailer is the wrong way round. So let's switch over to a tractor that we can use. Perfect. We'll use this to bring the trailer around. And get ourselves all hooked up. Yeah, mucking about with this is not exactly what I'm trying to do today. Let's switch that over, get ourselves into that position and hook that up. Yeah, when I parked the tractor there last time, or the combine there last time, I had kind of expected that I was going to be able to get the header onto the front of it. Not too bad though, seeing as we've done it at the yard, so we're easy enough to get that selected. There we go. I think if I remember correctly, this is a rented combine, so our time that we have is really of the essence here. It is a case of we're looking to get this all sorted. Now I want to have I want to avoid I want to avoid chopping the straw. Yeah, we're looking to bale this, or we would be if we were going to be continuing. Unfortunately, not continuing on this series beyond this video. Have we got? I'm trying to find my control to get the. Oh. There we go, enable straw swath, that's what we want to do, and then we're able to do that. So if I was to come back, then I would be able to get this straw done. Thankfully we're not playing on seasons. If we were, we wouldn't be harvesting this and dropping straw immediately before the rain because we'd lose all this straw. But on the base game, of course, that's not an issue. You end up the rain doesn't affect the straw at all, which is quite nice for how we're doing this. But we've been doing this whole series mod free, with the exception of disabled camera collision is the only mod that we have activated on here. Everything else though is either base game or something that you can get as part of a DLC. This of course was included if you pre-purchased the DLC, or you got the or you had the season pass, which is what I have here on the PS4. And yeah, it's a great little combine, this class. I like it a lot, and should be perfect for what we're doing. You can see our yield is coming through on the map now because we have got precision farming on here, and as expected, because we put precision farming on halfway through, the yield is pretty dire. We have, it's probably about a 75% yield, yeah, 75% heading down to 50%, simply because we have the wrong pH value on here. And I think that's something that I'd say about this DLC, this precision farming DLC. If you have it in halfway through a game, yeah, whatever you have planted, whatever you have set up, you are going to end up getting a horrible yield from it, because you can't do things like lime it, and in some cases you can't even fertilize it. If it's, for example, if it's fully grown, you won't be able to fertilize it in order to get the most out of your crop. So as a result, you've got this fairly horrible yield. But I wanted to get this cut, and I want to show you guys what it's like. We do have a little bit of weeds at the top of the field here. Those are the ones that we couldn't get rid of last time, that had grown into the fully grown crop. So yeah, it's all a little bit of a messy end here. I'm happy with how we've had a look at this map and how we've had a look at precision farming. And we've had a look at the bits and pieces. I am looking forward to trying. I've enjoyed playing mod free. It's been a little bit of a difference on here, and I want to say that the reason why I'm ending the series has got nothing to do with not having any mods in here. It's not something that I've noticed greatly. It's mainly because nobody's watching. Yeah, this series has not been that popular with you guys, so I wanted to I think we should move on, and we have got some exciting new stuff coming in the new year, so need to make space in the schedule for that. And so my two series that are the least popular, those are going to be ending, which happens to be this and Forestry Friday. So yeah, and we're going to be continuing on with the role play and the survival experiment going into the new year. So I hope you will continue to enjoy those, as we also going to do some tutorials and stuff. So hopefully all of that will be good and enjoyable. And of course, I am continuing to stream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. So yeah, come join me over there if you want to catch some more Farming Simulator content from me. We have almost got our first headland done here, and it's gone really well. Well as can be expected from the precision farming stuff. We're 62% full. We do have a pretty dire setup here, or pretty dire yield here from this field. With this combine, this now feels like a fairly small combine for this field. I'm amazed at how big this area is just above the farm, and how big an area you essentially start with as a result. You know, you have a really good place to start on here on this map, and we have only just scratched the surface here, to be honest. I've seen some other players doing some really big farms here without ever touching the lower levels or the lower areas, and doing some really great odd shaped fields, which is wonderful, absolutely brilliant. 97% full now, and we are probably about halfway around the field. It's really difficult to tell on this field, but yeah, 99%. I think this takes 7,800. Yes, it does. Let's back this off. We'll get our auger out. Oh, if I can remember. There we go. Actually, I think that was the hired worker I put on then. But at least he put the auger out for me. Let's jump in. This tractor here, I think, is our best bet for doing the carting. Our little brewer. Along with this trailer. I'm going to have to bring up the help menu because I'm not 100% sure what is open cover, so that would be that one, and then we can head out and get this filled. There we go. Yeah, and that's where the disabled camera collision comes in so useful, because we were zooming out there and we would have just had trouble. I don't know if that is on a hired worker still, is it? Yes, we do have a hired, so I have put that on a hired worker. I need to take that off before we continue, otherwise that's going to cause problems. So let's just hop over to that dismiss worker. There we go. Turn on the harvester. Oh no, turn on the harvester. In a moment. Just want to bring this forward first and unload into that trailer. There we go. I find it easier on console to flip between the various stuff, between the various bits of kit, rather than jump out and try and walk around. It's a very different experience from that point of view. There we go. Trailer is emptied, pipe in, and away we go again. Having more of that. Are we gonna make it? We're probably gonna make it round for a third headland, I think. With this size header, I think we want to take 4 headlands with this combine. It makes a bit more sense for turning around, especially in places where it's hard for us to do it. It's going to be quite interesting because it's a really odd shaped field, this. I love it, and it's really cool, but trying to work out exactly how to harvest it is going to be interesting, especially as we're taking 4 headlands on here. You can see is pretty much going to divide the field into 2, and I think that's kind of how you need to treat this field. I think you need to seed the top half, the north western half at a slightly different angle to the southeastern half. Yeah, because you can see here, this ideally you want to be doing east-west, whereas I'd have said the other part you want to be doing north-south. Just because it fits the shape of the field so much better to make that differentiation. Right, we are pulling this round and on to our third headland. Let's see how far we can get around this before we need to empty again. We're coming to the end of the third headland now, and looking at this, we're probably best off doing the cutting in at this point. We've got, yeah, we've not got a huge amount of width of field left down this end, and it has divided the field into 2 parts now, so we can get this bottom part done. And now the way it's planted would seem to be across like that, but I am going to cut into it on the longest edge, just because that will work better for us. We got 76% full at the moment, so we're fine cutting in. And if we go this way at 90, I'm going to go 90 degrees. So we're going exactly east-west, which is what I was saying earlier. I think this half of the field does better doing an east-west planting, and works well with that. And then the other half, I think, will do much better north-south with the way it is. Trying to keep this straight though on this hillside. And we're going, actually, that's a good point as well. We're going sort of across the hill if we go east-west on here, which just makes things easier for karting and everything else as well. So it's good from that point of view. We've only had a single tank off here so far, which is incredible, and that just shows how bad this the yield on this field is that we could nearly double the amount that we'd get off this field if we had it properly limed and properly fertilized and everything. And it's a really good example of what happens if you don't get the precision farming stuff right, and you don't get all of the bits that the field needs done. It really can affect the how much you get off a field. Now we are at 92%, so we're going to have to go and get the tractor in a moment and get this emptied. I don't know how much more our trailer holds. It's really interesting actually that we haven't harvested everything, but we are getting a yield reading from the rest of the field, from the bits that we haven't done further up. So it does extrapolate a little bit as to how you're doing on the field in general. Not too difficult to extrapolate though that this is not the greatest yield anybody's ever had off a field like this. Wait, there we go. That is us completely full. Let's get the auger out, and we do have crop destruction on here. Whoa, combine, whoa. Let's bring you forward a bit and drop that down. Right, and let's go get our tractor and trailer. So we're already destroying our not great yield with by driving over some of our crop. And in fact, we also have an issue here where this is our second full trailer and second full tank, and we already have a 72% full trailer. So this is not all gonna fit in this trailer either. Ideally, what we probably want to do is go and tip this, come back and empty the combine again. That way we should have enough space for another tank worth of our combine. So let's get this emptied out, and then we can go and tip it in our shed. I'm going to back it up a little bit. There we go. And our trailer is full. So let's go tip this, and there, yeah, there's no way that's emptied the combine. No way at all. Come off the field. I do like this little tractor being cabless. I kind of wish there's a couple of things that the smaller tractors on in the game could really do with, and that's a front loader. I don't understand why so few of the really small, cheaper tractors don't have that as an option. It would be very nice to have that in game, and this is a good example of that. Right, tip that in, and once that's done, we can head back to the field. As I said, we will empty the combine again. So that is done. And now we can head back to the field, empty the combine for a second time. And that will then, I think that will give us about 25% full. And in doing that, means that we should be able to get most, if not all, of the rest of this field into the trailer. I don't think there's much more than another full tank in here, which again is telling. I think we could end up with, if this was properly done, the yield was properly got on here, I think you could end up with quite a large amount of yield of wheat off this field. I think it would be pretty good for that. I don't know how full this that trailer might only be a third full. I'm hoping it's only a third full. But we are headed back into the field, and yeah, this does do a lot better east-west compared to north-south. We are in a much better position with it. We're finishing off the lower half of this now, and it's only yielded about another 20%, yeah, 25% maybe. So quarter of a tank off the rest of this. We actually ended up finishing the top half of this section a lot quicker than the bottom half. But then I'd kind of planned that. The bottom bit was much smaller, and then therefore was something I could clear off fairly easily and fairly quickly. The top half, I kind of was trying to be as efficient as possible with this, and yeah, it paid off. It's worked as I'd hoped, and we've got we're up to 27%. So I think we are in good stead for getting another full tank off here. Now, if we have a look at the other half of this field, you can now see that I don't think specifically north-south is going to be a good way to do this part of the field. I think it's going to be more a case of, well, actually no, as more of it comes into view, you look at that and you go, yes, actually, north-south is going to be the way to go with this. You're going to have this strange bit at the top, but otherwise, I think this is the way we want to go. So set ourselves to 180 in our compass, and there we are, cut in here, and we're going to have, yeah, this strange curve up the top that we'll have to deal with. But otherwise, this should be a fairly straightforward section of field, going straight through the middle of it. Hopefully, yeah, I am hopeful that we are going to get another full tank off here. 3 full tanks actually is not a bad amount with roughly 8,000. I think it was 8,600 litres a tank, something like that. We're looking at, or 8,700 maybe. We're looking at a decent amount, you know, 24,000 litres that would be, plus, you know, maybe even, yeah, verging on 27,000 litres. That would be a good amount from this field, especially with such a poor yield. That says to me that you could end up with what, somewhere in the region of 40,000 litres off this field if you were to maximize everything. That is quite something. This is not, well, that just says how much bigger this field is than it initially seems. To yield that kind of level of result would be immense. It also suggests that your normal amount off here is probably somewhere in the region of about 30,000 litres, but we'll see how much we get. We know that we've had 1 full trailer off here. We'll see how much the second is. The trailers only hold 10,000. So yeah, that would seem to contradict what I've just said, unless we are going to be slightly better off here than I thought. But yeah, we have had 2 full tanks off here. A third full tank, that would mean that our trailer is gonna need to be emptied again and returned to the field. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see where this is, and I don't know how much we actually have in our trailer at the moment. So yeah, we'll see where this goes from here. For now, I'm going to try and fill this trailer up, fill this tank up. We're halfway there. Another full tank is looking a little less certain now. We are... Well, the field is basically split into 3 small sections now. We're just clearing... I'm going to clear up this little section down here and get that done. Yeah, we are 70% full. I just don't know. I just don't know if we are gonna get anything off, another 30% off this now. Back up, please. There we go. Yeah, there we are. If we do, that would be awesome. But it is, yeah, a lot less certain than it was when I started this section. And it's properly fiddly here now. So we're trying to get this little bit here. It might be wise, actually, to take this straight. This would have been the advantage of taking a 4th headland, is we wouldn't have had this little sort of bit sticking out here. But as it is, we should be able to just get it, I think. Yeah, there we go. Just want to get that bit, and then we'll go and clear the bit on the far side of the field, so the stuff over there, and get that done. Right, because that is that just a single road's worth? I think that might be just a single road's worth. If it isn't, then it's, yeah, it's no more than 2. It's going to be easier in cab, like so. And we want to get this filled. Let's see. There we are. That up. Where are we? 75%, another 5,000 litres. If our trailer is less than half full, then oh, sorry, less than half full, then this will all fit in there at the moment. I am not so sure about the rest of this though. Now this I need to pop out and have a look at. Well, most of the bottom half of this field, it's a really difficult field to read this. Because now I'm thinking the best way to do this bit is at this angle here, which is then the angle that this is planted at. It's not an easy field to read or to get right, this. It's such a load of weird angles and such a weird shape, and I love that. I think that is absolutely wonderful, but you can see that your best way to cut this bit is to do it this way. The trouble is that you don't, all these odd angles and things like this, you cannot plant the field like this. I think we did actually plant the field at this angle, and I think this is probably, because of this little bit, is probably the best way to handle this top end of the field, at a sort of a 320-degree angle, and just work the field down like that. That would actually give you your longest edge looking at that. But that is the field harvested before the rain came, which is brilliant. Very, very pleased with that. And we'll go and see how much. We've got 6,300. So we're not that far off. I am expecting this. Oh, I've missed a bit. Let's, I must have been down in the dip when I was looking at things. So we'll just grab this little bit. Not going to throw this up very much. You can see it's going up single digits. But still, every litre of grain counts. And we can now just empty this. So let's turn off the thresher. And that. And we'll see how much we end up with. We're looking very close to a full no, we are. We have over a full trailer. That is quite something. We've got 457 litres left. We've got, yeah, that is more than 20,000 litres. I think we're verging on 22,000 litres off this field. That's actually really good. I'm impressed by that. We're gonna go and tip this, and then once we get the rest out of the combine, we can go and return that as well. Because we have no need for the combine beyond that. But 22,000 litres is an impressive amount. That is of wheat. That's probably worth about 15,000 euros here, which is, again, it's a decent amount for us off our first harvest. It won't allow us to actually expand the farm at the moment, but does keep our heads above water quite nicely. And we are able to now, we'd now be able to get a good rotation in. I would probably put soybeans or something like that in at this point and go from there. And that will then make things a lot easier going forward, and require us not to actually put any fertilizer on this field this year. We could also sell off the straw bales and the straw from here. That would make us some cash as well. Right, 400 odd litres. Get the rest of that. And then we can return everything that we've borrowed. I don't think it's cost us, I'm hoping it's not cost us 15,000 to rent that combine. That would be a very expensive combine if it has. But we'll get this tipped. There we go. All done. And bring that round. Let's have a look at our combine, shall we? Heading into here. And we want to go into our garage. And we want to look at the least items, which is, yeah, the Dominator and the header. So let's return that. Yes. Okay. And return that. And return the header trailer as well. There we go. So that has returned all that. We've had a pretty good harvest here. I'm very, very pleased with that. Let's jump out and head around to here. Because, yeah, that is it. That is where we're going to leave this video and this series. I would say it's been a fairly successful start. But yeah, that is going to be it for now from here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video and this series. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.